Welcome back to another episode of the Final Point Podcast. I am Josh, your host, joined by my co-host. Oh, what's up, bro?
What up? What up? What up?
Adriel, what to do?
What's going on, man?
What up, fellas?
Happy to be
No,
here, talk some hoops.
We are
just
back with another episode. We are discussing today that Kyrie Irving devastating injury. What do the Cavs do going forward? Do they shut AD down, guys?
the
Um,
Mavs.
yeah.
Mm, mm,
And we
mm.
also discuss listen, that team out in Cleveland, man, they sitting at 50 and 10. Are they a legit contender? We're gonna talk about it. And LeBron's game, man, aging like fine wine. Is he the best player in the NBA? We got to talk about it, fellas. All that
Yep.
and more
Mm.
on another episode of the Final Point Podcast.
All right, let's go right into it with our first topic. Let's go ahead and talk about Kyrie Irving, fellas. Kyrie Irving is now out for the season. It's
It's a shame.
completely, it really is. I'm gonna bring up also the articles we have here, but I mean, talk about a guy who turned his. Let's just say it, guys. He turned his career around. I mean, there was a part a couple years ago where people didn't even want to pay for Kyrie Irving. You know? And he showed out. Showed out uh, for the Mavs now with Luka gone, and it's so unfortunate for a Mavs fan right now. Talk about a nightmare year if you're a Mavericks fan. Um, it's just it just sucks as a basketball fan to see how he got the injury and how well he was playing recently too.
It's Dallas can't catch a break. See, so
No, man.
when they made that trade with AD, and I'm thinking short term. I'm like, man, Dallas kind of low key won the trade. Because it boosted up their defense. They got Gafford out. They needed a center, and not to mention they end up getting an all star center in AD, who's having a pretty good year. You know what I mean? He was on my fantasy team. He was carrying it for quite some time. So now that Kyrie's gone, who do you have? What, Spencer Dinwiddie?
Oh, Spence can go off at 30.
The devil's a liar. You are not going to depend on Spencer, man. You know what I mean? So it's you put a fork in him. Even if AD can come back, I'm sorry, but you got to put a fork in him. You don't want to risk that. You don't want to risk that type of money.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Listen, if you're the Mavs, you're assessing the whole situation, right? The Mavs are not winning a single playoff game without Kyrie Irving. Listen, as good
Yeah.
as AD is, even though, listen, fellas, I'm gonna say AD should take this opportunity to prove his worth, and let's see how far he could take that Dallas team. He's supposed to be on that level. He says he's on that level. We've said that AD is one of the most talented players ever when he's healthy. I mean, he's
Yep.
dominant, right? So he should go out and show out and see where he could bring this Dallas Mavs team. But we know that's not happening. The rumors are already out. His team's trying to shut him down. First of
Mhm.
all, I don't even know how that works out. Like at my job, I can't shut it down and
No.
still get paid. It must be good to
Absolutely
be an
not.
NBA player, man, or,
huh?
or a
No, of
professional sports
course.
They
athlete.
they
Like,
they
how do
have
you
him
shut
as
it down?
they have him as day to day, and they just keep listing him for nagging injuries.
Yeah,
That's the
listen,
And
way how to
man.
hey,
shut him down.
Listen, they're at 32 and 30. They're in the middle of the pack. I say you cut your losses now and try to get a lottery pick.
mm,
Preferably within the first 10 picks. There's some good prospects in this draft. Maybe you get lucky and that ball bounces your way and you end up with either number one or number two pick. So
that's
listen,
hoping. It's a lot of
yeah,
hope.
right. That's a high hopes, but you listen. You're gonna risk getting AD injured if you try to go the same way the workload they put on Kyrie. You can't put that on AD. We know
Mm-mm.
AD's
Definitely
made
not.
of glass. All right, so that's not gonna work, man. If I'm them, I'm shutting it down, calling it quits. People saying Nico should, resign and all. It's not his fault.
Mm,
Kyrie got injured, guys. If
Yeah.
if AD and Kyrie are healthy, they are a problem. with that
if they're
Mavs team.
healthy.
Listen, they are a problem. And you guys can agree to disagree, right? But I think that those two together, we didn't really get it when we got one half of basketball.
Yep,
That's
that
all we
was it.
saw, and then AD went down, so it's a shame. I feel bad for Kyrie. I feel bad for AD because I mean, even if he comes back, this is not what he signed up for.
No, of course not.
Clay's got to be having buyer's remorse. He's over there thinking, "Damn, I should have went to Boston or to Cleveland."
It would have
And
been
and
nice
took
in Boston.
took less money. But listen, I feel bad for the players, not the organization. They made their move. They played their cards. This is what happens. Now you got to deal with it.
It's
Now,
one of those things with Dallas, right? And this is Derek Lively. They got injured. They got Gafford injured. Derek
Dude, your
Lively
whole
will have.
team's injured.
No, but get this: if they were healthy, right?
If they
That
were
means
healthy, yes,
you
yes.
would have Derek Lively at the 5. You would have AD at the 4. You would have Klay Thompson at the 3, or possibly the 2. Kyrie Irving. They low key
Yeah.
got a
No,
squad.
for
mhm.
sure. I mean,
you
And
know,
added
it's
now
not
with Max
Nico's fault.
Christie, who's been playing really well.
Max Christie. Yeah, dude, it's not Nico's fault. Mavs fans, I know. I mean, right now they
uh,
got misdirected anger, man. It's not his
ah,
fault.
it's
He
still
didn't know
Luca.
they were
I'm
gonna get
sorry.
injured, man. You
It's
just said
still
if this team is
Luca.
healthy, they're good, right? So it's not
Yeah,
his fault, man. I mean, we gotta call it what it is. That
And
happens.
yeah.
and
If he's
let's
healthy,
also I'm gonna pull this up on screen too, since it's very interesting. Um, these are players that have come back from an injury like this. After turning 40.
Notable players that have come back from this nasty knee injury after 40 guys. I was looking at this list, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised. First things first, uh, Michael Jordan is atop of that list. We can
Sorry guys, This is the wrong one. So scratch that. Scratch that one.
I was gonna say Michael Jordan did not get a knee injury.
I know. I was looking at it too. I'm like, wait a second. I don't remember Michael Jordan with a.
I thought maybe because he got old, he had maybe like he
hey,
he got a
Like
cramp
he
or
you
felt.
something.
shit, I'm sitting down and I got a knee injury right now just by sitting down, so I get it.
No. Listen. Notable
But
players to come back from the injury, guys. Derrick Rose, right? Al Jefferson,
okay,
Michael Redd.
Kobe.
Kobe tore his Achilles.
Uh,
Similar injury, but it's the
yeah,
healing process is different. But the Michael Redd one was crazy because I don't know if you remember Michael Redd, Adriel, but Michael Redd was a problem.
He
I don't.
was.
I don't
He was a
remember
He,
problem,
Michael
and
Redd.
he got
yeah,
back to
look up
back
the
knee
highlights.
injuries. His was back
Yeah.
to back. Like he came back that year, and then
Mhm.
half a year later he got injured again. That was devastating. And then David West he was who he was.
Yeah.
I think he hit his ceiling.
He definitely hit his knee. That's too
And
funny.
then most recently is Zach Levine. And Zach Levine's balling out right now in
Yeah,
Sacramento.
he's playing
So
good.
there is hopes for Kyrie, but I mean, dude, the odds are not there, man. And then dude, the most famous one is that D Rose one.
Yeah,
D Rose never came back the same.
that was
Yeah,
a
I was just about
heartbroken.
to say that because Dear Rose was a dog playing above the rim. I'm talking about the man was floating. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, he was
floating in
flying
the
every
air.
game.
You know what I mean? So that's up. He ended up turning out to still be an awesome vet, D Rose. Kyrie Irving, man, like I said, this man is still driven. He still wants to play the game of basketball. He still has love for the game of basketball, and there's going to be a long recovery. But man, if anybody can do it, it's Kyrie Irving. And
I'm gonna
I
tell you why
pray
you're
for the
wrong.
man.
No, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong.
Why?
Because unfortunately for Kyrie, he relies a lot on his shiftiness. Kyrie is the master of separation. All that requires, man, all that requires you to be all functioning with your knees, man. You got to be at least 90% with your knees. And
So he
he's
doesn't
already
come
getting
back the
older.
same. He
He doesn't
doesn't
come
come
back.
back the same.
But lucky for Kyrie, he got a jumper though. No, I'm not saying he's not gonna be legit. He will be legit, but he's not gonna be Uncle Drew. I mean, he was playing his best basketball these past 2 months. He was
Yeah,
old
definitely
Kyrie
been
again.
balling. Definitely shooting.
Yeah,
Definitely
man. He
shooting
was
wild from the field
shifty.
goal.
He looked super healthy. He looked good. I don't see that Kyrie. I'm sorry. I hope he does, I don't see that version coming back.
The great thing about Kyrie as well is the skills. He has
One
probably
of the
one of the
most
best.
skilled players in NBA history.
I think probably the best handle uh, I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And even if he loses some of the shiftiness or even the speed, the skill's still there, and he could
Yeah.
still use that for advantages off the dribble. So I feel like he'll come back. He'll be all right. Is he going to lose some mobility? More than likely,
For sure.
but for someone of Kyrie's skill level, I don't think it's gonna entirely hinder him at that level. And this just sucks because it's one of those injuries that like you could do nothing to prevent, not a
It
single
happens,
thing.
man.
Just happened in traffic, accidentally banged that knee, and that was it from that. So
he's gonna be a professional and he's gonna adapt, right? At the end of the day, people forget Kyrie Irving is super smart. He knows his body. He has the state of the art facility, the state of the art trainers, the state of the art fucking doctors. So you could definitely get to that point where Kyrie Irving, yeah, he may lose, his shiftiness, but I'm telling you, all his other abilities are only gonna heighten. They're only gonna grow, and he's gonna learn how to master that. The man is only 32 years old. You know what I mean? So, in
so that
basketball years, you can say
that
that's
yeah,
old, but
He got a lot of mileage on them 32-year-old legs, man.
yeah, and know what he's cooking. We can say the same thing about Braun because we
Yeah.
still got a lot. You know what I mean? It's the end of the day, people adapt, and Kyrie Irving will adapt to whatever new situation that's going to come his way.
all right, man. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. Send our prayers up to him. Hope he's back soon. Speedy recovery. Uh, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject. We have is Josh's favorite, the Cavs,
I
man. Are
fucking
the
hate these
Cavs
guys, man.
real?
I
Are
And
the
hate these
Cavs
guys.
for real this year? Will they be a problem this year in the playoffs?
I'll go first, fellas. Listen, no. Um, they're the Cavs are giving me what was that 2017 Hawks vibe? What was that? I think no, was it 2020? It was recent. You know that Trey Young team that got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hold on. I don't know if I
They're
agree
giving me
with you
them
on that
vibes.
one.
Yeah, listen, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they are. Okay, they're 50-10. That's respectable. But what have they really done besides have a good record? We've seen this movie before. We've seen teams have great records, great regular seasons, and then they just flat out do nothing in the playoffs. Um, we can go back to the Mavs when the Warriors beat the Mavs back in was that 07? Was
oh,
08 or 07 when the eighth seed beat the Mavs. They had the best
yeah,
record in
yeah.
the NBA. Records don't mean nothing. Cavs fans, shut the F up forever and ever, man. Y'all haven't done shit yet. Uh, come
Listen,
playoff time, guys. Mobley and Garland are not consistent enough to take on the defending champs and dethrone us. It's not happening. They got no playoff experience besides D Mitch getting bounced in Utah back-to-back years. I think 3-4 years he got bounced in the first round after having high
yeah,
expectations in the West. So I mean, they haven't proven nothing. Nobody on that team has, except for Maximus Strus, who I fucking hate when he went
shout
on
out.
that little run with us.
yeah. Oh Lord, no, what?
Love
That
that
Let me
guy.
stupid guy.
Love that guy.
let me
Right.
get in here. Cavs fans, y'all are delusional. Okay, listen.
Yes.
Just to piggyback off my man's over here, right? Y'all are straight delusional. You guys have always been a pretty decent, good season team, but no, do you know who doesn't show up in the playoffs? Your man Evan Mobley. Do you know who disappears in the playoffs? Your boy Darius Garland. He doesn't. He doesn't play like him. He doesn't play like he does in the NBA. In the NBA season, come playoff time. We already saw it. We already saw when he tried to Darius Garland try to create some magic last year in the playoffs against the Celtics. And not to mention, before we even move on, Mitchell did play in the first games of the playoffs against the Celtics prior
Yep.
to the injury. So, and what happened? It was damn near practically the same roster. I do not fear the Cavaliers,
No.
not even a little bit.
I'm gonna say that I think D Mitch is probably the Celtics kryptonite because I'm, as a
He is
one
their
man.
best player.
Hey, as a one man team, I mean, he carves you guys up real nice. I'm just saying, it's true. Now,
Hey,
I agree with you about
listen to me.
Mobley and Garland, but if they can get the team on the same boat that he jumps on when he plays
That's
the
not happening.
Celtics,
That's not happening.
then you got something. But these are all what ifs. These are all hypotheticals.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see in the postseason this year to see if they even show up. But uh, I'm not a gigantic Cavs lover or anything like that. But I will say I can see the improvement from this year and last year. We're just gonna have to see if this carries on to the postseason where it matters.
Hey, to our audience, if you hear me have a hyperventilating, it's because Adriel just got me really mad with that statement that he just said. I cannot believe you just fixed your face and said he's carving us up. Adriel, let me explain to you how this shit works. All right.
Let him
All
know.
right,
Let him
let,
talk to him.
The Cavs,
Who
like
me?
the Celtics, are matchup hunters, and
Hmm.
listen, they do it well. Okay, we do it better, but they do it well, and they were picking on the weakest defender every single time. So
He's put on
Donovan Mitchell
Hauser a
was
lot.
calling out Hauser and abusing him,
Like a
although
lot.
Hauser held his own a couple times.
For the
But when you
most
say
part,
carving up the whole team, you are lying, friend.
the devil's a liar,
That
my
was
guy.
not happening.
I'm
It wasn't. Show me clips of where he
I'm
was
saying
carving up Jason Tatum,
I'm saying
Jalen
it
Brown.
also
Drew
last
Holiday
year.
wasn't playing. D. White had a couple shots at him. It was
But
mainly Hauser and Pritchard
but on
and
those games
Horford that was getting called out.
on those games in the postseason last year, he was putting up big numbers and he was
But did
he
he
was
do it when
carrying
it
them as far as
matters,
they could.
though? But did he do it when it matters?
Yeah,
He's
that's what I'm
he's
talking about in the playoffs.
he's gonna score. He's listen. He's
Yeah,
gonna score. He's a scorer, right?
He's
Um,
gonna get his 30.
he
he's
he
one of the
he
best
will get his
scorers.
But he's
30.
not carving
That,
us up, dude. Don't say that again. He's not carving us up, dude. He's gonna score. Yeah, he's gonna score, but he's
he
not
is
gonna
gonna
carve us
score.
up.
He's gonna score.
I say it like that only because he was a one man army in that postseason.
Yeah, but
He
where
Yeah,
did it
held his
lead
own
when
to?
against you guys. I'm
I know,
just
but
he
saying.
where
held it,
where did it lead to?
it led to him on the
I know
bench
because
getting injured.
yeah, exactly.
All right, because he wasn't durable enough. Let's call it for what it is.
All right,
I'm just
all right.
talking. Let me stop. But no, for real.
No, you know what? You're right. My apologies to all Cavs fans. You guys were injured last year.
You were injured, but know what? That's an excuse. Stop
All
playing
of
with me.
you f off.
Yes,
You
stop
still
crying.
haven't done nothing
They
until you
have a
do
chance.
something.
They have a chance to prove something this year.
Yeah.
They
Let's see
do,
if it
and
comes
they're gonna
together.
Adrian,
fail.
do you think, well, both of you, do you think, honestly, a healthy Cavs team, healthy Celtics team, 7-game series, can you see them beating Boston 4 times?
No, I I may be biased though, but no, I cannot.
Uh,
I
I
cannot.
just,
I
I'm just
cannot.
I'm just gonna say like if they can get all their players to play well, then yeah, it could maybe go down to a seven
See,
game series. But
my man is living in La La Land.
yeah,
Those
but
players are
exactly,
not
but
all
that's
going to show.
it,
But
it,
Jared
it
Allen,
I think they call
exactly.
Cleveland La La Land. Isn't that La La Land up there?
yep, I
It
call it the
is. No, I
Cavs
swear to
land.
God, it is.
You know, it's
That's
Jared Allen. You're talking. We got to get these guys to play like above or what they are in the playoffs. We know how to play in the playoffs. The Cavs, what the first, second round team?
Yeah,
I'm
but
they
sorry,
it's
they're giving
experience.
me the vibes of OKC right now, and I'm calling it for what it is. Because even OKC in the West, I don't see them coming out of the second round.
they they can be led with a guy named by Max Struess who's on their team. They've been there. He's
Oh,
beaten them
he brought up
before.
Struce. You know what? Punch him in the nose. Yeah, Struce.
First of
Hey,
all,
we can all agree he's probably the only player on the Cavs team who has gone to a 7 game series with Boston. So
he
Oh,
has, and I fucking hate that guy. And listen,
punch him in the nose.
Maximus Struess did something to his face that makes it more punchable. I don't know what it was, a haircut. If he
It's the hair. It's the
beard,
it's the
the
hair.
hair.
hair,
It's
It's
the
definitely
hair.
the
I
hair.
want to punch him in the face with that hair.
Yes, it's the 1000% the hair.
The fact that he's on the Cavs this year, and the fact that he may have the opportunity to fuck with us again, it does bother me.
A lot.
I'm hoping I'm hoping he has some bad shooting nights against us, but he has no fear of the Celtics. We know that. So
Yeah.
listen, the Cavs are geared up to beat us. They literally built their roster to beat us.
They
Getting
did.
DeAndre Hunter, Tatum's son, it's he's they've literally that's their plan is to at least make it close and they have a shot. And I don't think they're gonna get that. I think
Yeah,
they get taken out before they even get to us. How about that?
I don't see them beating the Celtics, but I think they can make it interesting.
Yeah.
At least in the East right now. I mean, I don't even know what other team you put against the Celtics that can even stand toe to toe. You know what I mean? Like this would have to be the closest thing. Would have to be the
It's
Cavs.
yeah, it's like I don't know because one thing that the Celtics do a lot is they play down to their competition. Um, and it's we're in a dogfight for at least like 3 quarters in some games. You know what I'm saying? That's like so like if the Cavaliers can catch, the Celtics napping for those 3 quarters and jump out to a big lead, they might steal a game or two.
Every game that we've played them, I think we've jumped off to a lead. I think we've been up on them to
We've
15,
been the
20 points.
aggressors. Yeah, we've been, but we got too comfortable, and then that lead dwindled, and
Yeah.
dwindled, and then they ended up. Oh Lord, don't even get me started.
You know what it is, guys, is if the Celtics did the following, then I don't think they would be blowing leads like that. If they can get hot, right, and then realize that they're getting cold, and just realize that Jason Tatum can basically take any matchup, Jalen Brown can take any two, any two guard right now. Jalen Brown can take him in the post.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum can take 3 to 4. Any player at 3 or 4. Jason Tatum, I like his matchup.
I may even say 5 because
Sometimes five,
last
sometimes
game
five, because teams go
he
small.
pushed
Right, right. No,
Jared
you're right.
Allen. He
You're right.
pushed Jared Allen straight shoulder, and he moved him out the way and scored
Right.
a couple of buckets that I saw.
So if they can go beast mode and stop shooting themselves out of games, I'm telling you, if they can find that balance, then we're not blowing leads.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They just don't realize that they have those matchups, even though it happens throughout the game. I mean, that Denver game, the recent one, JB was bodying Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had no answer for JB.
yeah, he
So
couldn't do
what?
much.
When they go into those modes, I think they're unbeatable. And I think in a playoff game, it's gonna be a chess match, a lot of adjustments. I don't see um Joe Mazzulla getting out coached. He has too much experience. He's gonna make the right adjustments, and I think we get rid of him in 5.
Mm. I do like that 5.
Yeah,
Like, again, I
Five sounds respectable.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. 5 isn't bad. I like 5.
They get 2 at home. I ain't gonna lie. It gets live in Cleveland. Cleveland shows up for their team.
Yeah, they're
That I
loud.
do will give them respect on.
Yeah,
But
but
With
but
they're
they're gonna be
not us.
disappointed when they're watching it on TV.
Yeah, they're not us. We're at the Garden gets live. The Garden gets live. Let me just. I've
I
been to
mean,
the
we're
Garden.
fucking used to this. This is what we do.
This is what we, yeah. Typical every sport. Stop playing with us.
I would say it's probably harder to play in Boston than it is to play in Cleveland.
There it is. Thank you,
that's a
Miami
fact.
guy, because
That's a
you
fact, man.
understand.
That's a fact. That's a different type of environment. That's
Because we demand wins.
yeah.
We're almost expecting it.
Hmm.
It could be all right. Maybe we're just ignorant.
High standards. We're some ignorant fans with high standards.
Oh well. Oh well. Make it happen.
All right, guys. Let's move on to our final point of the night. LeBron, guys. Let's
That
talk
was
about
nice.
LeBron. I'm gonna pull up this stat real quick because it's insane to even look at. But LeBron at 40 and his MVP season in
Go
Miami,
go talk.
26.8 to 26.1, 7.5 to 8.2, 7.4 to 8.1 assists,
Mm.
51% field goal, 54% field goal rating now. There can be things said about these stats because the NBA has changed a little bit now, and maybe officiating is a little bit more lenient than it was back then. But
Oh, don't even get me started.
for the most part, he is mirroring himself still, years after. Most NBA players don't even get to this point. Like most NBA, I don't even think I'm gonna just straight out say there's no NBA player that's ever done this shit before. This is insane. This is why he's the GOAT. and he's putting on a hell of a year at 40 right now.
I'm still a Jordan guy. I will always be a Jordan guy. I will never disrespect the GOAT, Michael Jordan. But man, LBJ is a dog, yo. He's a dog. He's a dog in every sense of the word. It's because I'm 38, y'all. I'm almost 40, and just getting up from this here chair is gonna be some problems for me.
You
you're
got
gonna hear
stretch.
a couple of cracks. You know what I mean? But LeBron James, what is it? He spends $2 million on just on his body alone every year. You know what I mean? So like it's tough to deny what this man is doing. Um, and if OKC plays this Laker team, I'm sorry, OKC may get bounced. They may get bounced. You're talking about experience. LBJ has a whole lot of it.
Yeah, well, we are watching. Listen, and I get it. Oh, I'm a Jordan guy too. We both from that era where we actually got to watch Jordan, day
We
in and day
saw him.
out. Watch the playoffs. Watch, I remember watching that Suns Bulls series in '93.
Barkley.
Um, so listen, I'm with you on that, man. But what we are witnessing is a master class of a career that LeBron James is putting on. Something this will never happen again. People are
Probably
gonna
not.
ask. People are gonna ask like how they ask people. Like, hey, well, how was it when Babe Ruth was playing? It's
Yeah.
gonna be one of those. He's on the
Hmm.
Jordan level in terms of like mystique, and this will never be repeated. Uh, LeBron James at 40 years old, he's as dominant. We were just talking about knee injuries. LeBron James has never had a devastating injury. That
Take care of his
alone,
body.
that alone deserves a statue.
Yep.
Because that doesn't happen. The mileage that he has on his body, you expect something to break. And he had that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
injury. I think it was his foot injury where
Yeah, the
he was
foot.
out. I think he was out for a little while. That's probably the one that I can remember
And
that
he plays
caused him to
every
be
position. He'll
please.
sit
Yeah,
underneath the
Yeah.
rim. He'll drive hard. He's catching lobs like crazy. I mean,
Doing better
and
now from the 3 point too.
right,
yeah,
and he's just getting smarter, guys. This is something that we're never gonna see again. Um, put that list up, Adriel, of the notable players to play past 40, and just if you scroll down this list, it's kind of shocking because there's only a few that stand out.
Vince.
LeBron James right now is being talked about as the best player in the NBA. That's an actual conversation that people can have. And the one guy that
It's
comes to
they're
mind,
delusional.
you're right, but the one guy that comes to mind that was even close was Jordan. That's just because he was Jordan.
Yeah, yeah.
Vince Carter was in his 40s, but Vince Carter
He
wasn't
had a pretty
really.
good year. He
Right,
wasn't
though,
doing
but
what
he's not doing.
LBJ was doing. Of
Come on,
course not. But he was
come
still
on. But
shooting. He
look,
was
look at
more
this,
like
look at
the
this, look at this
vet.
list. I mean, come on. You don't remember none of these guys dominating. John Stockton was a problem
Uh,
at
Yeah.
40.
uh,
Okay, he was a
uh,
problem at 40.
yeah.
But he
How do
was more smart. He like outthink he outthunk his competition, and
Dirk
then
Nowitzki did pretty good at 42 when he
he
was
was
in his
high. He
Manu,
early
wasn't
New York.
dominating.
Manu,
He wasn't
Manu,
dominating.
right here. Manu was a problem, man.
Yeah,
My point
Manu's
is,
smart.
fellas, listen, no one was dominating like LeBron, right? Can we all agree on that? I mean, he's dominating right now.
He is.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's kind of being forced to kind of be in that position where he
he
has to take the lead, especially with this young Laker team. He has to do a lot, man. He definitely has to do a lot.
Juwan Howard, come on, dude. Steve Nash was a gym teacher at 40, dude. He was already done. He was on the Lakers just with garbage minutes, man. Come on.
Yo, Mike MJ did carry the Wizards to the
He
playoffs
did. He
with
was the only
that
he
one that you
did.
can
Wizard,
actually say that did it.
and that
Yeah,
team was basura. That team was trash.
Jason Kidd at 40 was still pretty good.
Being more of an assist man, but
Yeah,
And he
I'm a
finally got
big
a
team
shot
guy.
too when he got older. He got a shot.
I think
Tim.
Tim Duncan's game was also crazy at 40, just because of he
No,
did
it's
what he
not.
was.
It was
Listen, what he was doing,
He
what he was doing at 21, he was doing at 40. Don't
no,
do
no, no,
that.
no, no, no. Like 36. He started to slow down heavily at like 38, 39, dude. He was
He wa-
just
he,
there.
he
He was
wasn't putting up 30, but yeah,
right.
he'll
his
give
game
you
was still
18 to
pure.
24.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
he had his
saying?
moments. He had his
As a
moments.
40-year-old power forward center.
And you know what parallels Tim Duncan's game at 40 and LeBron is that when there was a matchup on him, there still wasn't someone to fully prevent him from scoring, to completely
Yeah.
shut him down. Because still, I don't even think this year I've seen anyone who's completely shut down LeBron. I
None.
think the only one I'll give credit to that actually really shut down LeBron was Kawhi in his rookie year back in the Spurs during that playoff matchup, but in the finals. But that's the only thing I'd probably say. I've never seen LeBron completely full stopped. He's still dominant in today's league against all the young guys out there, and
Still dunking.
yeah, so
Still
He's just
dunking all over the
it's
place.
ridiculous what he's
yeah,
doing. And guys, there's a real chance that we may get a 40-year-old LeBron still playing at a high level versus the Boston Celtics in the finals. I mean, we can possibly get a LA and Boston NBA finals, and how good would that be for the league? You know, when LA and Boston is are in the finals. It's exciting times if you're a basketball fan watching LeBron do this. Um, I feel like I've watched him grow up, you know, and it doesn't seem like he's slowing down.
Yeah.
Me and LeBron are
For
the same
real.
age.
I remember in middle school watching his high school games
Look at
on the
that.
internet.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
He was selling out stadiums. It was
Yeah,
in high school. So no, I get it. Like I said, LBJ is. I think he'll probably most likely will probably go down as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? And it's dog. It's he earned that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't. You know, one thing I would never take away from LBJ, and I'm an LBJ hater, just because I'm a
There'll
Celtic
be no
fan.
LBJ
No,
slander here,
no,
dude.
there will be. There will be. You
No,
know
there
why?
will
Because
not
you
be,
know what? No, no.
dude.
He played for the Heat. He played for fucking Cleveland. You know what? I don't care.
Not like
I'm a
that man
Celtic
lives,
fan,
man.
true and true. I can respect him, but I can hate him at the same damn time. You're not
That's
gonna
true.
take that from me.
That's true. That's true. You could do that, man.
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
listen, yeah, he caused
He's
us a
been our
lot of
kryptonite.
stress.
He's been
Yeah,
our kryptonite for years, dog. We had to go through Cleveland, and then when he went to Miami, it's like, okay, now we have to fucking do this shit with Miami.
yeah.
It's like, thank God for going to the West. Thank you.
No,
Those
he's right,
battles,
man.
man,
He caused us
they
a
were
lot of
always
stress, man. He's right.
like,
You know, those, yeah, those
you
playoff
know,
series
like
were brutal.
I will
it was
never
like,
forget where I was in that game 6 against Boston that he had that he went just completely nuclear. I will
mm,
never forget that
uh,
game.
Yo, do you know that there's still family members that I don't talk to that were Heat fans? I swear to God, to this day, I don't talk to them. I think I'm still blocked on Facebook. Actually,
Jesus,
that playoff series made enemies, yo. I mean,
yeah,
made
yeah,
enemies out of family, bro.
it was,
Now
That was a real crazy series, man.
it was tough.
those were definitely iconic series every time they
Yeah,
matched up because
for
those
sure.
games were unbelievable. I always tell friends of mine and stuff that I don't think have seen yet an NBA playoff like rivalry the way that rivalry was back in the day because I don't know. You felt the intensity when they were doing the intros to the game. Like you felt the intensity, like if you were really at the game. Those were great games. And yeah, like I said, man, LeBron is one of the best of all
Know
time.
what's crazy is the fact that LeBron James, this is like bananas. He went up against the big three in Ray Allen, KG, Paul Pierce. He's gone up against Tatum, Jalen Brown, Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? Like it's dog.
Yeah, he's just. It seems like
It's
he's been
ridiculous.
playing forever, man.
Hey, like we
It's
were just speaking about the Spurs, Tim
ridiculous.
Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili. I
Manu
mean,
Ginobili, yep.
that team was loaded. And then even that Golden State team, that historic run that he had over there in Cleveland, that
If
he's
it
gone
wasn't for that
through.
team, listen, if the Warriors don't put that team together, LeBron gets two more.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
dominant. That's how dominant that second run Cleveland LeBron was. He was
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
dominant. His game took a
nothing could
all
stop
around.
him.
His all around game went to a whole nother level. So listen, they giving him Luca at the right time. Maybe this isn't the script of the NBA, like they say the NBA got a script, but dude, Luca's playing out of his mind. Look, it seems like a perfect match. Um, I want to see LeBron get another one, not versus us. If we don't, if you know, if something happens and
If
we don't make it to the finals, man. Maybe I hope LeBron gets it, but
yeah, that's the only way I'm
that's the
cheering.
only way. That's the only way. Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Well, guys, that's all we have for you guys for today. Thank you for joining us on the Final Point podcast. We'll have some more coverage for you guys throughout the next upcoming week, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next podcast.
Peace,
Yeah,
everyone.
y'all be good.
Peace, fellas.